All right, we're starting with activity 6. Tongue twisters. Anybody wants to say?
Well, with activity 6, I can see the importance of tongue twisters and how they help you to improve your pronunciation. Uh, it's supposed that this help to pronounce words and sounds better and also help to improve reading skills because you learn new words and when you are reciting tongue twisters, you should be able to explain the meaning of the words and how one word can have several meanings.
I'd say something else like actually helps you on it. It allows you to, well, basically help you. It helps you to not stutter as much with what you're saying, as everything's kind of repetitive. You get stuck on your you get your tongue twisted on your words. But the more you do it, the less likely you'll twist
Yeah, I
or
agree.
stutter.
Yeah.
When we were all babies, I remember that like our mothers and our fathers used to set to us tongue twisters to practice our language, and well, that can help us improve the way we talk in other languages. So yeah, I agree. I agree with you guys.
Me too. It also helps you with your confidence while you are talking in English or in another language. So I think that's all.
Hmm.
Yeah, it helps you to improve your English. And in any language, well, in this case in English, but
Yeah.
it helps you.
I actually know a lot of tongue twisters, but not in English, in Spanish. I used to do them a lot with my family. And I think the reason they're hard is because of the way the words are put together. They're very similar in the way you move your mouth when you say them, but they mean completely different things. And that's why I think that's why maybe we have difficulty saying them, especially maybe in English because it's not my first language. So it's really difficult to me. In Spanish, it's easy right now at this moment, but in English, not so much.
I've always struggled with them. All right, next question. How do you feel while writing and pronouncing them?
Well, I feel sometimes weird because of how they are like the sounds that we do while we are saying them because the words tend to be so similar. Even though with the pronunciation it's like the same in the same it's the same sound for different words. So sometimes I feel weird, but when I get into one or I learn another one, I feel like kind of important, like feel proud of myself.
Yeah, kind of agree. They are very, they are very weird sentences to write and just to read in general. It's like I have an example written down. Can you can as a can or can? Oh, I got it wrong. As I was reading it. All right. Can you can as a can or can?
Yeah, they are really weird, but in the end, that can also help you understand more English. Like hearing those weird kind of words, they will help you in the end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes I find them difficult, and now that Karen is was saying one, I I only hear can, and that's all.
Can song.
Yeah, it's repetitive, and that's the point of the tongue twisters that you and I don't know that you can easily make mistakes, but after a while you you can say it correctly.
Yeah. Want to hop on to the
Actually,
next
some of
question?
them I kinda I can physically feel like the mouth and the tongue like dripping, and it's really, you almost really have to stop what you're saying to. You make a mistake, you have to stop what you're saying to be able to say it again. And it's a pretty fun way to interact.
Right. Let's hop on to the next question. Why are they so difficult to pronounce? Well, because everything sounds the same.
Yeah.
I think it's the combination of the sounds and the repetitive kind of syllables that the words have in the in the words, and they contain like sequences of words that are really similar and really fast. They are, you have to say them fast to say them correctly, and it's kind of, it adds pressure and to the it adds pressure and it's more challenging.
I think it's for the fast way that we say them because sometimes we are like conscient, we think about what we are going to say, but when it's faster, we are just trying to repeat it as well as we can. But most of the time, we are not like that fast with our mouth as we think. So I think that's because.
Yeah, mm, the, I think because they are made with that point, they are repetitive, and obviously, if you say a word that sounds similar very fast, uh, it's more difficult to pronounce it well.
Well, in my opinion, is when you're learning a language, well, your mouth and your mind are trying to like synchronize what are you going to say. And well, when you're talking in your native language, like you have done that since you were little, but in a new language there's new pronunciation, new accents, and well, in the end your mind has to do extra work that wasn't used to when talking. So that's why I think that tongue twisters are kind of difficult. I don't know.
I agree.
Yeah, I also agree with that.
Yeah. Right. Next question. Are there any special situations or cases which they are used when you're teaching somebody? No?
I know some people that use them as to train, like when they are about to speak publicly, they use them to loosen the mouth and well, warm up the mouth muscles. I don't know the exact explanation, but it can be an exercise to help loosen up before you speak publicly, and or if you're a teacher, maybe before you do a presentation, or if you have to do a presentation at work, you can use them as well to improve your pronunciation.
That's a really good point.
That kind of makes sense, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Next question is like, do you know any other tongue twisters?
In English, no. I think they are too difficult to learn.
I can
I
say
only know in Spanish.
The only one I know in English is Peter Piper pickled a peck of pickled peppers. That's the only one.
yeah. I have another one. Let's rather never weather weather better.
I have one here. How much would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? He would chuck as much wood as a woodchuck would if a woodchuck could chuck wood. Yeah, they're kind of difficult to pronounce.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I found one that is Betty butter puffed some butter, but she say the butter's bitter. If I put it in my butter, I will make my butter bitter, but a bit of bitter butter will make my butter bitter.
I found one that says, "Of all the felt I ever felt, I never felt a piece of felt, which felt as fine as that felt. When first I felt that felt had felt." I I doesn't even understand what I just said, but I just know that it's difficult to pronounce.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
All right. And last question: are there any other exercises to improve diction and pronunciation?
Well,
Uh,
go ahead. Go ahead.
well, I know that for improved pronunciation, you can do like put a pencil under your tongue, so you can speak like well or better with the pronunciation. So you open more your mouth, and the sounds start to be more clearly.
Yeah, I did that when I was younger, and helps.
Yeah, I was also going to say that trick, but there's another one that consists in doing round circles with your tongue and your mouth being closed, like in your cheeks, in your lips, and all in your mouth to soften it.
That's the first time I've heard of any of those.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it for activity 6.
Well, thank you. Okay.
Okay, for activity 7, the field I chose to examine from an intercultural point of view was the international business work, and well, the way it plays a role in it is because it involves conducting business across different countries, cultures, and languages. So that's why it plays a role in interculturality. Um, and discussing about the first question, okay, discuss how interculturality plays a role in it, and what sort of intercultural challenges or situations may be common in said field. The three most common challenges that may be expected is the communication and language barriers. And there's a lot of languages, and effective communication is important, so it can pose challenges when dealing with clients, employees, or anyone with a different cultural background, and misinterpretation is very common. The second one is the cultural differences in business etiquette. Many different countries have different ways to conducting business, their own norms, values, and understanding and respecting all of these is important for making a business successful. And the last one is the negotiation and the decision making styles that are different from every culture. Different cultures have very distinct approaches to negotiation, and some prefer a collaborative decision making process, and others prioritize hierarchy and individualism decisions made by the higher ups and the bosses of the company. So, what do you think of these challenges?
Well, yeah, I agree with your points. As a that career needs to have really important communication with other, how you say, companies, and misinterpretation is the least thing you want on those type of conversation and agreements with them. So yeah, you need to know culturally all of their way of talking, and yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree to that. Because, well, people just sometimes don't know that what they say, well, would mean completely different things to other people. Basically, uh, it's like um a phrase such as like "that's nice" could be like something interpreted as very rude in like German or something like that. Like
Yeah.
when speaking to a German. They see it as a sassy, like sarcastic thing to say, basically.
Yes, I agree with all of the points. And in any career, communication is essential to have a work environment, and especially in one like that. And avoiding language barriers, it's the most important part.
Yeah, I think that the communication was like the point because of it is like the element that make everything work. Even though you are in different cultures, if you don't have communication in your own language, it's not gonna work. So I think that that's the real point over here.